First dates are scary, but as I'm a professional dating expert from reviewing multiple r/dating pages, you can trust me to guide you through your first date, whether you have never been on a date before or you're an experienced dater who's trying to figure out what is wrong with you. The dating scene has become more complex than ever. You have girls dating guys, guys dating guys, and guys dating guys who are pretending to be girls. But regardless of who you fancy, the first step to date is to ask someone on a date. So unfortunately, you're gonna have to go outside for this one, because this isn't a tutorial on how to flaccidly swipe your finger side to side on your greasy phone screen. There are many ways to ask someone on a date: introducing yourself, using a pickup line. That's about it really. Here are some of my favorite lines to use. I'm learning about important dates in history. Want to be one of them? Did you steal the stars? Cause I can clearly see them in your eyes. Give me your money. That one seems to work pretty well. If you didn't get a yes on the first try, that's okay. There's approximately 8 billion people in this world, which leaves you with around 3,999,999,999. And if you still don't get a yes, well, you could just switch sides. Okay, now that you have acquired a date, you have completed 50% of the task. The other 50 is trying to act like you aren't a total weirdo. So just be yourself, or don't. Picking a good date spot is essential to having a good time. Some of the worst are fast food places, strip clubs. It's a little dim in there and you're gonna want to see what your date looks like. Movie theaters. Do you think now's a good time to kiss? Shh, this is the best part. Some good things would be grabbing a bite to eat, preferably nothing messy, and no, the rat-infested McDonald's across the street with the homeless man on the roof isn't a viable place to go. Going to an arcade, going to an outdoor market, and my personal favorite, mini golf. Now that you've found your first date spot, you're going to have to make conversation. And don't worry, at the beginning of the date, it's always going to be a little awkward, so just break the ice with some simple talk about their day and your day, and that way you can get to the good stuff fast. Once you've broken the ice, talk about your hobbies, their home life, if they have a crippling drug addiction. Each topic will bring subtopics that you can endlessly talk about, and don't forget to use the environment you're in as conversation to fill in those awkward, empty moments. Most importantly, when you're talking about yourself, be proud to talk about the things you enjoy. Don't be embarrassed. Let's say you like creating custom keyboards and you're talking about how you're currently making one with Boba U4T switches and GMK Darling keycaps, and she says, "What makes creating keyboards so exciting?" You can say, "Because I can put you and I together." And fear not, if you somehow manage to run out of everything to say, luckily you picked mini golf. So now you can calculate the trajectory of your swing to ricochet off the tree and conveniently have your ball have a meet and greet with your date's face. That should give you a lot to talk about. Now that you're in the hospital, this is probably a good time to ask if she has any red flags. You might be asking, simple, what is a red flag? And other than it being a national flag, it can also mean a bad trait or action to look out for in someone that usually comes from an underlying bigger problem. Here's a few examples. Rude to servers, red flag. Can't stop talking about their exes, red flag. They're probably still obsessed with them. If they committed murder, probably a red flag. Ideally, we all want a perfect person with no red flags, but that's not happening. We all have little red flags here and there. We just gotta choose someone with less severe ones, like a peanut allergy. At least that way you'll be cautious of where you place your nut. Now as for who pays on the first date, it will be the one who asked to go on the date, which 80% of the time is going to be the dude. By now you should probably be wondering how your date is going, and this usually differs from women and men. Most girls will be wondering whether you actually like them or not, probably asking themselves, when's he going to compliment me? While most guys will be thinking about that one time they beat Pokemon Gold in their elementary school bathroom. Hopefully by now you've gotten to know each other better and are ready to break the touch barrier. While you're talking to your date, you can subtly make contact with their arm or leg if they're sitting down to make them feel more comfortable around you. Only do this if you feel like you guys have a good vibe with each other though, because the last thing you want to be is in the back of a cop car with a half hard on. But we're gonna assume that didn't happen and you successfully pulled off Mission Impossible. So you finished off your golf, your drinks, whatever you planned, and now it's time to head home. You're walking on the side closest to the road, giving her the safe spot because you're a gentleman. And at this point you're gonna have to decide if you're gonna walk them home or leave them on the side of the road. 90% of the time I'd recommend walking them home, but if they showed a couple too many red flags, the side of the road will do just fine. Now, a common question you might ask is, do you kiss them on the first date? If you felt like the date went really well and a moment arises and they give you those puppy dog eyes, don't do it. It's a trap. Honestly, you don't have to rush it. I'd probably just wait for the second date because there's no coming back from trying to kiss them and they end up dodging the shit out of you. And lastly, is it okay to sleep with them on the first date? Nowadays, it seems like you're more likely to sleep with them than remember their name. So if you found the right person, go ahead. I'm about to... Wait, what was your name again?